Hello, and thank you for joining me. My name is Alyssa, and I'm going to take you through a prenatal stretching flow. This is meant for all prenatal abilities. Of course, listen to your body. If a stretch doesn't feel good, modify it, skip it, do something else. Listen to your body and what it's telling you. You really don't need anything fancy for this class. You might want to have some pillows, a towel, just something just around to make the stretches more comfortable. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position. I am going to use this half foam roller to help prop up my hips. You can use a towel, a pillow, a bolster, whatever feels comfortable for you. And you're going to go into a nice, comfortable seated position. And I want you to try to have your pelvis tilted slightly forward. And I want you to think about growing tall through the crown of your head and relaxing those shoulders down away from your ears. You can put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Close your eyes and just connect with your breath. Throughout this video today, we will go through lots of different stretches, different body movements. When you feel any tension or maybe some stress building in your body, you have the control to help your body to release that tension, to let it flow out you. And my main keys of guiding you is through touch, through breath, through movement. So just connecting with your breath. And let's place our hands on our lower rib cage on our sides, and I want you to try to breathe into your sides. Good. So now you're going to cross legs, whatever one was crossed over the other, switch. And then I want you to place your hands on your lower back, and I want you to try to breathe into your lower back. Our breath is so important. It's the foundation of all of our movements, of our core activation. It's a gateway into our nervous system. Awesome. Okay, so moving on, let's take our left foot on top of the other. So it's like cross-legged, but it's going to be more of like a figure four. This is going to be good for a hip opener. So left foot on top of the other. If you need to sit on a couple pillows to elevate your hips, totally can. And then we're going to do some neck stretches. So we're going to tilt our head to the right. And if you want to take that left hand to the ground, maybe walk it away from you a little bit, deepening that stretch. And then if you want to play around with tilting your head up and down, we're going to try to hold each of these stretches for about a minute. But if you would like to hold them a little bit longer on your own, you totally can. Or if you need to come out a little bit sooner as well, that's okay. Okay, so now let's switch. We're going to bring our right foot on top of our left in that figure four, getting a nice hip stretch. Then we're going to tilt our head to the left. And if you want to take that right hand down to the side and walk it away from you until you feel a nice stretch, you may. And if you want to play around with tilting your head up and down. Awesome. All right, then let's bring our feet together and our knees out wide for a pigeon stretch. Not pigeon, butterfly stretch. So while you're here, again, you want to have your pelvis tipped forward so you have a slight arch in your low back, and then you can lean forward here. If this gets really intense, you can put a couple pillows under your knees to support them, maybe allowing you to rest deeper into this posture. And while we're here, we're just going to do a little bit of a jaw release. So you're going to take, you can do one at a time or you can do both at the same time. You're going to put your hands on your jaw, and I want you to clench your jaw and then relax. So where that clenching happens, you'll feel those muscles kind of bulge out. That's what I want you to massage. So you're just going to put a little bit of pressure, and I like to do little circles. And you're going to maybe start closer to your ear and slowly work your way down, all the way down to the angle of your jaw. Good. And then you're going to come back up, but you're going to come forward just a little bit. So now you're kind of like halfway through that muscle belly. Again, little circles. If you want to play around with opening and closing your jaw, you may. Good. And continue down. Maybe when you find a spot that might be extra sensitive, hang out here for a minute. Use your breath. And feel that tissue start to release. And then continue on down. Good. We'll do one more pass. So coming all the way up again, this is time, it's going to be kind of like the most forward part of the muscle belly. And when in doubt, if you need to clench again to make sure that you're on the muscle, you can. Again, playing around with opening and closing. All right, and then we're going to do a nice wide leg stretch. I'm just going to scoot back just a little bit. So you're going to take your feet nice and wide. And again, make sure that that pelvis is tilted forward so you have a slight arch in your low back. I don't want you to tuck your tailbone under, rounding your low back. So you're going to lengthen through the crown of your head. And then you're gonna lean forward. And depending on your flexibility, you might go really far forward, you might stay more upright. Listen to your body, do what's comfortable for you. And then we're going to do a nice side body stretch. So left hand reaches to the left foot and reach that right arm up and over. All right, coming up, right hand reaches to your right foot, left hand reaches up and over. Awesome. Slowly make your way up. Do a couple neck circles, shoulder circles, whatever feels good to you. And we're going to do a lunge stretch. So you're going to come to your hands and your knees, and let's take our left foot forward and come on up. Tuck your tailbone and shift your hips forward till you feel a nice stretch. And then you're just going to hang out here. If you want to add reaching your right arm up and over, you totally can. If you're on a harder floor and it's uncomfortable for your knee, you can take a pillow, you can fold up your yoga mat, just for a little extra padding. Awesome. Okay, so going back to your hands and your knees, we're going to bring our right foot forward this time. Pull that in. Okay, come on up, slightly tuck your tailbone, and then shift forward until you feel a stretch. And then hang out here, breathing into that front hip flexor. Option to reach your left arm up and over. Awesome. And then coming out of this, going onto your hands and your knees. We're going to go into a downward dog, but just for a few seconds. Down dog, lifting up through that tailbone, feeling a nice stretch, maybe swaying side to side a couple times. And then we're going to take that right leg, we're going to bring it forward into a pigeon pose. So right foot comes forward, you're going to bend your knee, and you're going to hang out here. And if you would like to come down to your forearms, you may. You might need to play around with where to put kind of your belly as it gets a little bit bigger. Not used to having a belly touching my leg. All right, making your way back up onto your hands, tuck your toes and lift up into down dog. And then bring that left foot forward, pigeon on the left, getting into that nice comfortable position. And when you're ready, you can make your way down onto your forearms if that feels good for you. Using as many pillows as you need. And then we're going to slowly make our way back up. We'll do one more down dog. And then we'll come on up to standing. Okay, we're going to do a calf stretch. So this is where you would like to have maybe a rolled up towel or a half foam roller. You're gonna step on it with your left foot, and then option to take a step forward with your right, just for a deeper stretch. And for now, we're gonna have the back leg straight. And then we have the option to bend our back leg for just a slightly different stretch. All right, switching. So our right foot's gonna stand on the foam roller. Option to step forward with the left. Back leg is straight for now. Sorry, forgot to have you bend the back leg. Pregnancy brain. Zigzag just looked at me like, what is going on? Awesome. Okay, so now let's step on the foam roller with both feet, and then we're just going to hinge forward until you feel a hamstring stretch. So while you're here, you want to have a nice arch in your low back, back stays flat. You might want to hold on to something just to give you a little extra support. I'm just going to place my hands on my quads. All right, walking your hands back up. All right, well now we are going to go into a deep squat. So you can take your knees out and your feet out as wide as you need. If you need to have your heels elevated, you can stand on top of like a towel or a pillow. It might be really helpful to hold on to something. So I'm gonna hold on to the chair, and then we're gonna be here for 60 seconds. And so try to get nice and comfortable. Try to breathe all the way down into your pelvis. Trying to keep a nice long spine. Couple more breaths. Awesome. All right, and you can slowly come out of that position. And for the last stretch today, we've got two options. We can either go into child's pose, so knees nice and wide, walk your hands forward, forehead to chest, or we can kind of do like an elevated child's pose. So you can put your elbows on top of a chair or a couch and then sink into that position. So you choose whatever feels better for you. And when you're ready, slowly make your way out of that position into a comfortable seated position. And if you'd like to close your eyes and just take one final grounding breath. Thank you all so much for joining me on this prenatal stretching flow. Feel free to do this as often as you'd like. My goal for me right now is to do it like 3 times a week. It doesn't take very long, and my body always feels so much better after I've moved and stretched. If you like this video, please subscribe, like it, share it with your friends, and look for other prenatal, postnatal, and various other videos on my website. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.